Something's going on. You don't want to think about it, but your hairline keeps receding. And that bald spot on the top of your head? It's still growing. So that nice breeze you're feeling up there may be because of a medical condition called male pattern hair loss, or MPHL. At first, you may have ignored the thinning hair and hoped it would stop. Then you may have tried to cover it up, thinking nobody would notice. Now you're telling yourself, it's genes, it's bad luck, it's out of my hands. Well, family history does have something to do with MPHL, but that's not the whole story. A hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT for short, also plays a key role in MPHL. DHT is produced from testosterone that occurs naturally in your body. But as you'll later see, DHT can have a disruptive effect on the hair growth cycle in some men. Here's how. If everything is working like it's supposed to, the hair you lose will constantly be replaced by new hair. This process happens in 3 phases: the growth phase, the transitional phase, and the resting phase. Approximately 85 to 90% of scalp hair is in the growth phase for 2 to 6 years, until it has reached its maximum length. At this point, the growth phase ends and the transitional phase begins, which is when the hair changes and enters the resting, or telogen phase. This phase lasts about 100 days when 10 to 15% of hair is shed. Then new hair enters the growth phase and begins to grow in place of the hair that was shed. But for guys with MPHL, the growth phase becomes shorter and the resting phase becomes longer. This results in thinner, shorter hairs in their scalps. Let's see how that happens. Your hair is made up of a shaft, which is the part you see. Then you've got the follicle, which helps grow hair. This is where the hair's root is embedded. And finally, in the root, there's a structure called the dermal papilla, where DHT receptors are located. For men with MPHL, DHT affects those receptors, causing the growth phase to get shorter and the resting phase to get longer. And what does that mean if you have MPHL? Your follicles will shrink and produce smaller, finer hair, and your bald spot may get even bigger. So, now that you know about DHT and MPHL, ask your doctor about ways to help control them. And since male pattern hair loss keeps getting worse with time, if you move quickly, it could make a big difference.